acknowledgement you deserve. Thank you. Please be seated. I would also like to acknowledge the many contributions made by our devoted staff, without whom nothing on this campus happens, including today's ceremony. In particular, I want to thank our departmental and school counseling staff, all of whom have worked tirelessly to ensure that our students reach this culminating moment. Thank you to all of you. It now brings me the great pleasure to present the 2024 Graduate Student Speaker for the School of the Arts and Architecture. This honor rotates every year to one of the departments in our school, and this year we have a graduate speaker chosen from the Department of Design Media Arts. Please join me in welcoming Brenton Zola to the stage.
So, I know we're all experiencing a very wide spectrum of emotions at this moment. And so I actually would like to start by just having a quick moment of grounding. So I'd like everyone, as you're in your seats, to just feel your feet on the earth. Feel the energy moving through your body, the wind on your skin. And when I count to 3, I want you to take the deepest breath that you have taken today. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Exhale. Amazing. The Buddhist nun, Pema Chodron, once said that for those of us who want to live rich, good, full, unrestricted, and real kinds of lives, there is one concrete instruction that we can follow. See what is. I believe that this is not only a beautiful edict for how to live a full life, but in many ways encapsulates what we do as artists, as architects, as designers, as performers. In many ways, the job of the artist is to see. It's to take something that only exists in our mind, in our imagination, and to make it manifest in the real world. Our job is to be a mirror in many ways for everyone in society to have a deeper and more rich experience of the world around them. And as we serve as those mirrors, sometimes we might be reflecting some of the beauties of life, the incredible majesty of nature, the bottling of the essence of a connection between 2 human beings, or a family, or a community. But also, it's our job to shine a light in the darkness. And I know there's been a lot of darkness recently. I'm sure there are many of us out here who are feeling a lot of pain, a lot of confusion, feeling a whole range of emotions in a space where our voice feels really small. And if you're feeling that way, I understand that feeling. My family comes from the Democratic Republic of Congo, a place whose minerals is used to power every electronic device on planet Earth. And as a person, a storyteller, and an artist who's dedicated a lot of his lives to telling those stories, I know what it feels like when it feels like you're shouting into a void. That people and their livelihoods is the most important, the most essential thing in this world. And when it feels like that's not being recognized, it can feel hopeless. It can feel like you're wandering in the dark, alone. But I want each and every one of you to know that you are not walking alone. That I see you, your colleagues see you, your students see you. And that every step that we take together is a step toward a more just and equitable world. I think that Pema Chodron's quote, in certain ways, is only half true. in life as in art, it is incredibly important to see what is. But it's equally important and powerful to imagine what could be. Because art, design, whether it's a painting or a building or anything in between, is not just an instrument of reflection, but also one of refraction. To take the light that's coming in your direction and to send it into a new place. Into a place of hope, imagination, belief, and optimism. But here's the thing. As you think about that imagination, of all of the ways in which our world could be more just, whether it's in a city where we could imagine a houseless population that's treated with dignity and care, a population that I myself was a part of when I was a child, whether it's imagining a nation where people whose voices are constantly disenfranchised can feel like they are heard, safe, and valid, or whether it's imagining regions, whether it's in the Middle East, Ukraine, Armenia, Congo, Sudan, or even here in our indigenous lands, where people whose stories have been erased can finally have those stories brought into the light. Or maybe it's here on a campus, where students who give their time, livelihood, ideas, energy, and money are threatened by their own administration. Can we imagine this place where every student, regardless of where you stand on the spectrum of issues, regardless of your background, can feel safe, can feel like your voice will be heard, not only by staff and faculty, but also by your colleagues, by your friends, and that you can do what you're brought here to do, which is to learn, to gain the tools to make the world a better place. But the challenge is that if you step into that place of possibility, of belief, of imagination, of making, you might be denigrated, you might be mocked, you may be the only person who sees that vision. But if you can have the courage of mind and the perseverance of heart to stand in that truth and to create from that place, you may make something for someone that sparks a thought that goes, oh, it couldn't have been any other way. So as we all stand on this precipice together of moving into a phase in life and into a world that is chock full of so much uncertainty, from AI to political strife and everything in between, I urge all of us to have that courage to believe, that courage to stake our flag in our own imagination and our own vision. Keep your eyes open, not only to hold what is, but to make manifest what's possible. So that maybe one day somebody walks through your vision, through the world that you yourself imagined, and they say, wow, now I see. Thank you.
It is now time to hear from our 2024 undergraduate student speaker for the School of the Arts and Architecture. As with our graduate student speaker, this honor rotates each year to one of the departments in our school. This year, our speaker has been selected by the Department of World Arts and Culture's Dance. Please welcome Anais Orozco.
Good evening, y'all. Well, I I feel like y'all already know where I'm gonna go with this, so. My name is Anaís Orozco, and I'm part of the Latino student community at UCLA. I come from a working class neighborhood. I am Muslim, and my life radically changed late last year. As the events of October 7th unfolded, I sat in lectures pertaining to colonialisms and forms of resistance, culture studies and social movements, feeling so detached from course material that perfectly described what was occurring and has been occurring in Palestine for over 70 years. I was so close as a Muslim, yet so far from the chaos taking place, what felt like a world away from me, that I experienced a profound sense of anxiety. I had developed an awareness of the colonialism that pervaded each part of my identity as a Latina Muslim from a low-income community located in Southeast Los Angeles. The hour-and-a-half commute to and from campus suddenly became all the more difficult, and course curriculum embedded in histories of imperialism and genocide against my people at all intersections of my identity became a burden that threatened my last year of undergrad. My story is undoubtedly only one of hundreds experienced similarly by some of you all, the graduating class of 2024. This is how colonialism works as it was intended to. It disrupts the spirit and tries its hardest to prevent a communal collaboration that could see the liberation of many of our peoples. But for the last 4 years, we have been guided by a school mission dedicated to curriculums in public service and community engagement, so that we can actively engage in the fight for decolonial liberation with the steadfastness formed through education and collaboration. For the last 4 years, we have been participating in an array of challenging topics in a way that demonstrate our ability to develop as cultural leaders, so that we serve as the unwavering foundation for an anti-racist, decolonized future. And this was the same radical, academic, community-oriented energy that motivated me to graduate today. The last 4 years, but the last 8 months especially, have held space for us to collectively put into praxis the very same transformative notions of communal care that we learned from such inquiry-based curricula. As we set up encampments, called each other in for heavy discussions, fed one another, checked in on those of us at the front lines of the student intifada, needed to create revolutionary sites of growth and collaboration that have so allowed us to nurture one another's radical spirits. Central to this achievement was the way we showed up for each other and asserted our voices and ideas during times of silencing, because these can be isolating times where community collaboration is seen as a radical act. To an extent, it is, but as long as we carry on what we've taken away the last 4 years into an uncertain future, we will undoubtedly see a liberated world. Therefore, despite my struggles, and even without knowing most of you personally, I would not be here today without you all, my extended community. And I also want to take a quick second to briefly shout out my family and my local community: Joshua Ramirez, Kayla Wyndham, Emily Aguilar, Amanda Arana, and Josie Tassoni. Without you all sharing space with me and checking in on me, I definitely would not be here with you today. I am not Palestinian, and the so-called country in which I exist as an uninvited settler aggressively funds the occupation of Palestine and its people. It is my obligation to resist this by any means necessary. It is also my obligation to recognize the patterns of colonialism, both near and far, so we may successfully materialize a liberated world in which Palestinian children grow up enjoying their lives without the constant worry of death and survival. I am not Palestinian, but I know that colonialism anywhere can and will be destroyed through strategic militant operation, and with the knowledge that living under the gun of imperialism is far worse than death itself. I am not Palestinian, but I love Palestine, I love Palestinians, I love the Palestinians in my life who have so graciously and warmly invited me into their homes to break fasts and share stories with me amidst a backdrop of chaos and destruction. And so it is my hope that after a summer of much needed rest, we continue to shape the world in radical ways with the transformative tools given to us the last 4 years. Community, scholarly activism, courage, care, and leadership. The journey ahead of us is a long one, and in the words of the inspirational scholar, poet, and prison activist Dr. Breon Bain, what we need right now is freedom of another kind. Let's collectively create this new form of freedom so that we may materialize a liberated future of revolution and transformation, which includes a free Palestine from the river to the sea. Thank you all for your time.
Có nhỏ này nó quá con nít, chưa có nhìn thấy, chưa có nhìn xa.
We now move to the part of our program where we honor students for their distinguished scholastic achievements. We would like to begin by recognizing our Chancellor's Marshals who are wearing the blue and gold braiding on their right shoulders and are assisting with the ceremony today. Please stand or identify yourself when I call your name. Representing the Department of Architecture and Urban Design, Stephanie Singh. Representing the Department of Art, Catherine Clark. Representing the World Arts and Cultures program within the Department of World Arts and Cultures Dance, Anais Orozco. Representing the dance program within the Department of World Arts and Cultures Dance, Alexis Massey. I would also like to congratulate the outstanding graduates identified by their gold braiding as receiving Latin honors for their high academic achievements here at UCLA. Will our Latin honors candidates please stand or otherwise identify yourself? Congratulations to you all. You may be seated. We have now reached that moment where we announce the names of each of our students receiving graduate degrees. I've asked the chairs of each department to assist us. For the Department of Architecture and Urban Design, please welcome Professor and Chair Mariana Ibanez.
Ba con nhỏ này nó không nhập đâu.
Out of respect for your fellow graduates, please follow the commencement rules of conduct and refrain from disrupting today's celebration. Please respect our graduates, their families and friends, and one another, so all of us can enjoy today's celebration.
Nó không lấy bằng, tại mình chống lại
I believe the graduates should be lining up. Thank you.
nãy con là Muslim nói.
Receiving the degree of Master of Architecture, Charlie Abigail Andrews. Garo Levan Susmanian. Soha Shimirani. Jane Han Wu.
Gia đình này bạn ý vậy không? Em biết là người gì không?
Shinyi Lee.
Người Thái thì chống để đồng ý vậy. Khi mà nó thấy cái chữ genocide.
Jun Kim.
Do Thái là tự dân, Thái bằng genocide của Palestine.
Thea Aurelia Holzman. Florencia Nicole Dayan. Alexandra Hannah Micah. Jenny Lee. Bailin Cao. Ryotaro Okada. Hairon Chan. Tyler Paul DeMassa. Caitlin Ruth Angen. Zanira Zandu. Samuel Ryan Merisiki. Cameron Austin.
Còn là tụi master degree. Tụi master degree.
Henry Spencer
Cái này là
Hickman.
học ở UCLA đó.
Blaine Anthony Hornon.
Nhưng mà cái tụi này nó là ở UCLA cái này nhỏ.
Samuel Lawrence Sherman.
Cái là giỏi. Cái này như đây thì cũng giỏi.
Kinami Ito Rhodes. Erin Joyce Lin.
Thật sự nó giỏi, không phải là giỏi nữa. Có đam mê.
Riley Patrick Hammond.
Đam mê nó giỏi.
Marcus Vasquez.